Wow, Cathie, that's amazing. And that's actually every time I talk to you, I learn massive amount of things, and then I go and start researching things. But you pointed out Wright's law as your indicator that you use, and the measuring tape that you use, like that, and then you're talking about the amount of data, the amount of connectivity, the amount of compute, which brings us to the Moore's law, right? Which the way that we're predicting it at Mimic is that Moore's law is never going to stop. The devices are going to become more powerful, and now compute is where the data source is, right? Which is that's why you can send all data to cloud to be processed. Every device at that same level of data production is a cloud of its own, automations of the solution that are running there to process data, to create knowledge from data, and exchange knowledge amongst this compute that are available.
Yeah,
right?
collaborative, and generative. Really, those are two very important words. I will say, in terms of the semiconductor industry, Wright's law is actually working better in the semiconductor industry than Moore's law is, because of the slowdown in units that we've seen. Now, we think that what's helping the ecosystem that you just described, Fay, is a lot of software, AI being the biggest part of that. So we still see the world moving moving forward incredibly quickly from an innovation point of view, but it's also going to create a lot of, we call it creative destruction. It's going to disintermediate and disrupt. So I think what's going to be interesting in the next few years is, if you look at nominal GDP, which is how we measure our economies, it's going to look pretty slow. And the reason is those statistics came out of the industrial age, and they're trying to catch up, but they're nowhere near caught up. And they're going to fall farther behind because of how quickly the world is moving. So you need to stay on the right side of change, and you'll see explosive growth. Watch out below, because the traditional world order is going to change.
Yeah, I love that. That's actually what we talk about constantly. I call it the ecosystem tsunami. In fact, when I was running Vodafone, that's one of the things I know. I said in a couple of interviews that we're facing the ecosystem tsunami. The tectonics of the players are shifting and changing.
Yes.
The question is that how quick can large enterprise adapt to it, realize it, and who are the brave entrepreneurs that sacrifice everything, like the first generation of kind of internet providers, to really impact and change. And they're struggling through, convincing investors to invest and all that, right? That is really coming together from every angle.
I think what will force change to happen more quickly in traditional enterprises is how quickly innovators are moving forward and actually threatening them. We're now starting to see this in the electric vehicle space. I was shocked at I have been shocked at how long it's taken them, and they have these huge planning and strategy departments, how long it took them to understand that the electric vehicle market was not theirs. They would have to make giant leaps, completely different kinds of engineers, and moving into autonomous, away from human driven, a completely different mindset. So I think there's nothing like change, and fear of change, fear of being left behind, to bring enterprises along.